Mm.
So I wrote that chapter, and my husband and I wrote the book together, but that chapter is really personal to me. I really love that. Knowing your purpose. People who are purposeful live 11 years longer. They live happier. They have more joy. People who are not so focused on themselves, but learn how to focus outward, help others. They're just happier. They have less depression, less anxiety. And so knowing your purpose, there's actually an exercise in that chapter on finding your purpose. So I love that chapter. That's E. R is responsibility. Now, I'm a huge responsibility person, right? Responsibility, the more responsibility you take for your life and where you're at, the better the outcome is going to be. Responsibility, please don't confuse that with blame. It does not mean it's not my fault that I got cancer. But do I want to take responsibility for my health? You bet, because otherwise I don't have control.
Right.
Responsibility means the ability to respond. And anytime you're a victim, you can't get better.
Yeah.
So that's why we have a whole chapter on responsibility. It's also not about you. It's about generations of you. So it really is your responsibility. If you care at all about
I just want to make a comment on that because I'm a single mom and I've raised my kids on my own. And I'm really vocal about it because why hide? My life it's far from perfect. But what I realized when my son was less than 1 year old and I had to make a choice, I was like, I can either feel sorry for myself and just sulk and go into a deep, dark depression, or I can help to empower others and use this for good. And I really feel like that is a choice. We have to make that choice. Nobody's going to make it for us. But when we make it, we just need to really understand that that's the way you get to the next point,
I couldn't agree with you more. And whether it's your health, whether it is a divorce, I went through something very similar, Mareya. And when I finally took responsibility and stopped feeling sorry for myself, I wrote 10 books. So
unreal.
It's really up to us, and where your energy flows, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you're focused on feeling sorry for yourself and being a victim, that's what's going to happen in your life. You're going to manifest that.
Yeah.
It's not something woo woo and esoteric. It's just a fact because that's what you're doing in your life.
Yes.
But if you are responsible and each day you just take one step forward, it doesn't mean you have to, go conquer the world in a day. Just do better today than you did yesterday. Do better tomorrow than you did today. That's it.
I love that. You don't have to jump the canyon if you're not ready.
No. And then that's why the last point in mastery is years long. It's the why. It's years long. That means you don't have to do it in a day. This is a long-term thing. It's not a 2-week diet. You and I both hate the word diet. The first 3 letters are die.
Yes.
And so we're not into this quick fix. We don't even want people losing weight quickly or making changes rapidly because they typically don't stick. We want them sticking.
Mm-hmm.
Make the change permanent. And
so in this, I think first of all, the acronym is great. And I think it's something that, we'll put in the show notes so everybody knows what that mastery is. But is there an actual program that they can go through with you that helps to reinforce all of those amazing pieces that I think when they come together, that's kind of when you master your own life?
Well, there's 2 ways they can do it. There's the book. So I've got the book and the corresponding cookbook, The Brain Warrior's Way. But Daniel and I actually taught a 26-week course that we recorded. We actually had 20,000 people sign up the first week. It was insane.
Wow.
Black belts. We gave out black belts in health that they went all the way through.
Amazing.
That was pretty incredible. So that is actually recorded, and that's a program that we offer on our website. You can go to our classes that we have several classes, but that one is one of the best for helping people get their health together. The reason why is because it's broken down. We found that if you just do it for a few weeks, people go back to their old habits. But if they do 1 class a week for 26 weeks, it sticks.
So that's something that we can link to, and you'll find that in the show notes. We'll put that link in there. But it's that important. I mean, it's that important that if you feed your brain that information 1 time a week, And that's just half a year commitment. That's not like that much, really. You can transform your everyday. And you said over 20,000 people signed up in the first week?
The first week. Now, there's an attrition rate, and some of them went halfway through, some of them came back to it later. But the people that graduated on time with us was a couple thousand people.
And I'm curious, like, was there a transformation story that really stuck in your mind, or somebody that experienced that?
Yeah, we had so many. We actually had one couple fly out to meet us halfway through from Italy. It was so incredible. It was so much fun.
Wow.
They were following the course. The nice thing about doing it online like that is people were joining us from literally all over the world.
All over the world.
So it was really awesome. One of my favorite stories is a woman who lost 103 pounds. I was coaching her. So she took the course, but I was also helping her on the side, just on Facebook, like just online helping her. And she lost 103 pounds, kept it off for 3 years. Last time I talked to her, it was 3 years. She still had it off. This is a woman who had just been ridiculed her entire life. Her mother put her on Jenny Craig when she was 8 years old, and she used to hide in the closet because of the shame and just binge eat. And she always thought it was her fault. So the shame was just overwhelming. She had a laundry list of health issues, from female problems to overwhelming and debilitating depression and anxiety. And after she went through the program, she said she realized for the first time it wasn't her, it's what food was doing to her. She'd never realized that her taste buds have been hijacked. And that's what's happened to so many of us.
Yeah, and that's really why the first strategy in my book is a taste bud reset, because you have to literally physiologically change what you eat to change what you crave. And the tongue, I think, wags the brain in that respect, right?
Critical one, the tongue and believe it or not, even your smell, but it starts with your tongue. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all of it, vision, smell, we've just been hijacked and we've got to take it back. You have to be proactive. That's why we say you have to be a warrior.
What do you think of, and we'll kind of close out with this. What do you think about all of the products out there that sort of almost come across as being healthy, but when you read the ingredient panel, they're either full of salt, they're full of sugar, maybe it's not processed white sugar, but it's some sort of sweetener in another case. I mean, how does somebody that wants to be a warrior really handle that? They're thinking it's healthy because it's in a store that they shop in that supposedly sells healthy food, but how do they tell the difference?
So it's really interesting. We do we do 1 or 2 sessions in the course that I just told you about, just on reading labels, because it's so important. So it's really easy for me to jump on the bandwagon and go after the food industry. And it does frustrate me to no end, but I realized a long time ago that will get me nowhere. The better thing to do is to educate people that it's their responsibility. Again, responsibility, that word. It's your responsibility. If you want to be healthy, you have to be your own health advocate. So that's why we spend so long helping people read labels. Yes, we can bash the food industry. They should be responsible, but they're not. Okay, so until that changes, it's your responsibility to learn how to read labels, to know the difference. I have a whole section in Brain Warriors Way on reading labels, and in the class, because that is such a critical component to getting well.
Yeah. I think, and I would just add to that too, think about, and I know this is kind of cliche because we hear this a lot, but I think it's so true. Like, eat what your grandparents would have eaten.
Yes.
They grew their own produce and they raised chickens, and you know what I'm saying? Like, if we just stick to what comes from the land.
Yeah, they ate a bunch of baked stuff, but it was stuff they baked.
Right.
It wasn't like the store-bought garbage with chemicals in it.
With additives and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Well, just another shout out to the Brain Warriors Way. Guys, check out the book and check out the Brain Warriors Way cookbook. It is gorgeous. It's sitting on my lap right now, and I'm starving as I flip through it. Beautiful recipes that span breakfast, lunch, dinner, beverages, and even holidays, and lots of great words of wisdom from Tana and Daniel in the book. And check out the program. I think the 26-week mastery program is something that everybody could benefit from. And I think oftentimes people think, well, I eat pretty healthy, or I think I have a pretty good, grasp on what it takes to be healthy. But I would say there's a lot of rabbit holes out there, and it's very easy to find yourself in one because, again, everybody kind of has their own agenda. So
don't lie. The question is check your, that's what I tell people. It's fine. Maybe it's true. Check your numbers.
Check your numbers. Yeah. And trust the people that know what they're talking about. And I, like I said, have so much respect for you. And I know that you guys have done the work and you've proven the results. And I think, there's nothing more to be said than when somebody has this kind of resume behind them and has helped this many thousands of people, that there's something to that. So thank you for being the warrior that you are and for empowering others through your work, through your words, and through your passion. I mean, there is nobody that just oozes passion like you do, Tana. So I really appreciate your time today.
I get a little excited. And by the way, I just want to mention, I recently got your cookbook because it just came out and it is gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I just thought it was just beautiful. Wanted to just tell you that. So
thank you. I appreciate that. Sisters in furthering health.
Yes.
Thank you, Tana.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I know you have a lot of choices out there of what to listen to, what to watch, so it means a lot to me that you're here with me. And hey, if you love this content, would you hit the subscribe button? I want you around. I don't want you to just show up for one episode and leave. I want you here, part of the conversation, a seat at this table. And while you're at it, would you share this with your friends and family? And if you take a screenshot and share it on your social media with a hashtag RFYBL for Recipes for Your Best Life, I'll make sure to personally give you a shout out, and you may just be featured right here on the show. So until next time, here's to living deliciously and being the chef of your best life.